Welcome to the Czech Coast, American veteran expat cultures experience life in the Czech Republic. Hey everyone, my name is Tony, and welcome to the Czech Coast. Today's agenda will be analyzing a film, A Quiet Place. This analysis will look at how the film utilizes diegetic and non-diegetic sound to intensify scenes, emotions, scene location, people, objects, and how it overall helps the progression of the narrative as a whole. Make sure you pay attention. Help us identify the mystery object in this podcast. You'll hear the sound as we move along different aspects of our analysis of the film A Quiet Place. So, diegetic sound is actual sounds in film, like character voices or sounds made by objects. The first example of this in A Quiet Place that stood out to me was the opening sequence as we explore the film's environment. You can see an abandoned town, missing people, old newspapers, but the sound is what really creates the dystopic setting. You can hear the wind blowing, the leaves moving across the road. The complete silence with just that wind blowing is what really sets the tone for this narrative. Another example can be found as we see the newly introduced characters in a ransacked grocery store scavenging for supplies. One of the packages that someone was fumbling around with accidentally started to slide and fall, and the sound was very loud, especially in such a quiet environment, and the fear that almost fell upon everyone knowing that they're that close to something, but luckily it was caught. One more example of diegetic sound is in the scene as they are walking across the bridge and the toy space shuttle goes off on accident with this loud sound of a taking off NASA space shuttle. This sets the rule of the whole film, that quietness is life or death. As we see the reaction on the family's face and the emotions of fear clearly present, the father lunges and rushes to save his son. Moving on to non-diegetic sound, examples I found really cool and well utilized were whenever they cut to what the deaf girl wasn't hearing. It was complete silence, just a small little hum. This was used to show her perspective on the world. It allows her to also portray emotions in a different way as well. Another scene that shows non-diegetic sound being used well is when we were first introduced to how the alien monsters use sound to hunt humans, echolocation. Here is an example of what that sounds like. Take a listen. Very unsettling, right? And it gives a very unsettling feeling. You could feel the anticipation growing as they seek out the family. But one of the most non-diegetic examples that I would like to give is during the birthing scene. Throughout the film, you see the mother, she's pregnant, you know they're anticipating this. Well, the moment's arrived, and there's also aliens hunting them at the same time she's giving birth. The diegetic sound I wanted to point out was of the water to the alien and to the baby, and just the whole entire scene was very unsettling. Life and death were colliding, birth of a baby, the fear of being killed by the alien monsters, or death angels, if you will. Overall, the use of a diegetic sound and non-diegetic sound in this film really helped drive the narrative, as silence and sound were used in such a way that it tells a separate story in itself, as it shows how one person's disability, which I thought really went well with how hearing, sound, and silence all set the tones for our daily lives, but we just don't know how important they are. It was great having you all listen, and I hope to see you back here soon. on the next adventure of the Czech Coast.